Welcome back to A Celtic State of Mind. I'm Paul John Dykes, and I'm joined by Lawrence Connolly for the half-time bulletin this evening. It's Celtic 1, Hearts 1. You predicted 3-1, so your bet's still on, Lawrence. First half, sum it up. Was it 4? I'll take 4. Sum up the first half performance.
Well, we expected some VAR controversy, didn't we? I think the Hearts goal's easily onside, mate. Don't think there's any controversy about it. Look at the handball in the Hearts box. The player immediately puts both hands behind his back.
Yeah, this is the Matt O'Reilly incident, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't go to VAR review, because we know if it goes to VAR review, the screen tells us. It doesn't even go to VAR review. So how can you possibly give a penalty if you refuse to review it? Great ball for the Hearts player to get the goal. I think Bernaby's been decent enough, mate.
This is interesting, Lawrence. I'm going to expand on that point, right? Because you and I are watching the game together. David Boyle comes in. The Bernaby experiment has failed. He is all over the shop. Taylor needs to come on at halftime. Taylor's not on the bench. I think that's harsh. I've been watching Bernaby. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I've been watching Bernaby with interest in that first half. He's given the ball away on 2 occasions.
Mate, but 21 minutes is great reading the ball, does everything you want to feel back to do. It comes out, claims it. Unlucky, there's a bit of pinball and it breaks for the Hearts player. That's not the defender's fault. He's done what you wanted him to do. He's come out, he's read it, he's shown energy. I think he's playing the system.
Mm-hmm.
He's set up a few attacks. He's looked a lot more solid defensively than I think he's ever looked.
Particularly in the air.
People might say he's all over. I'd go as far as saying this is his best 45 minutes. Is that for Celtic?
See, the thing, at half-time, it can be difficult. I get that because you're emotionally invested in the game. At the weekend there, for example, people were saying, get Jota off. And obviously, he pulls us back into the game. We're going to be talking about, obviously, the fact that Celtic have got an injury worry concern for the weekend now. And obviously, we were able to pull the game back. But when I'm looking at the comments on Bernaby, I want to touch on this because there's many more. Lane R comes in. I know we all love Ralston, but I think that him and Bernaby may not be at our level anymore. Hope they finish off the season and maybe we break. We're both still confident we are winning this. Again, everybody has their opinions. I disagree with that. I think Ralston, there's a wee bit of rustiness there, but Ralston's still a tremendous squad player if he's not getting a first team jersey. Bernaby.
I wouldn't totally disagree with that point. There's a bit of rusting about Ralston, but if you talk about level, Ange's all about raising the level transfer window.
Yes.
Every player's got to be worried that they're the player that the level is going to be raised at, as Anthony Ralston will be. But what we'll say, he's been written off a number of times, but he's proved us all wrong. So there's a bit of rust in him. Yeah, but you'd expect that off any player. Doesn't matter who, mate, would be rusty after that.
The thing is, Lawrence, I'm going to go back to our discussion at the beginning of the game. I think people are too quick to go to Ralston. I'll give you a player who's not been good in the first half. Abada. Abada was brilliant in the second half against St Mirren. He's been slack in possession.
Who's been slack, unusually slack? McGregor. 3 times he's given the ball away in dangerous positions. He's been slack. One of the times it was his third touch. So he wasn't under that much pressure. His third touch and he gives the ball away. McGregor's not had the best of games. Partly that's Hearts, mate. You've got to tip your hat to opposition there. Pressing, but I wouldn't say that either fullbacks had a bad game. Bit of rust in Ralston. Bernaby, I think it's probably
not been my biggest.
That's for Celtic.
They've not been my biggest concerns. That's just me on a personal level. And I don't want this halftime bulletin to be a greeting meeting for 15 minutes because you know what? It hasn't been a shocking display. The momentum swung back in our direction. I felt we got ourselves back into the game. I'm wondering why Devlin is able to have 3 fouls and no booking, by the way, if you want to have a dig at the...
Oh, if you want to dig at me, his first foul late the ball's gone. What does it take? You know, it's not an attempt to play the ball; it's an attempt to injure a player.
The first foul's a booking.
Aye, it's a cut.
Yep.
The one where he pulls back Jota, there's no attempt to play the ball. He's just pulled him back. That's also a yellow card by the directors. But no booking. Tell you who's really lucky, the Hearts keeper.
Yes.
Maida's played that ball, and Clark knows the ball's by him before he collects Maida, and he makes sure he collects Maida.
And he goes down.
He lost Maida because of it.
He plays the game.
He
plays the game. He does.
Yeah, feigns injury or uses street smarts, whatever you want to call it, but he made sure he collected Maida.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because see when it came up, possible red card offence, I didn't think it was on Bernabei. I thought they were looking at the Hearts keeper.
Well, that's the discussion we had. I think that obviously we're a goal down within 5 minutes, and what I'm thinking is, okay, same again. We were a goal down against St Mirren within the first 5 minutes. Oh, well, certainly the penalty was given away within the first 5 minutes. By the time they got it, it was about 40 minutes later. But it was an early goal. We're down, and I didn't sense any panic in the ranks. I didn't sense any panic on the terraces, and you and I certainly weren't panicking. And we got back. I said to you, as long as we get back into this for half time, we'll be fine. But there's a lot of discussion in the comment section about making changes at half time. At this moment in time, I think that would be a bit of a panic. I don't think Ange is going to be looking at that at half time, Lawrence.
Oof, mate, maybe controversial. The person I'd say is in danger is McGregor. Uncharacteristic, unusually, because I can't see the other word just now. I think he's been slack with his passing. He's given the ball away in dangerous areas.
He's not coming off. He'll never be.
Well, he'll never come off, mate. But I think what the other subs you can make. You could make a bigger case for that than taking Bernabei or Ralston off, or some of the players that are under pressure.
I can see this being a change.
Unusually, McGregor's been slack tonight. You could bring a lot on. I think he has been slack. There's no chance he'll come off, mate.
No way. That's not happening. That's not even a consideration.
If we want to say, Bernabei's been slack or Ralston's been slack, don't slacker than McGregor.
Exactly. That's the point. And I just feel that there's too much criticism with the two fullbacks. Yes, they were the shock inclusions tonight, but when we look at the performance as a whole, if we want to win this game, I don't think it's changing the fullbacks is going to make any difference.
We've had decent chances. How does he not hit the target? Keogh should hit the target.
But the goal was coming. The goal was coming before the goal. I said to you, we've got two chances back to back. Then we scored the goal. And if there is going to be a change, I think it will be the usual. 60 minutes in, Ewan Boy Martin makes the point. Someone like Hatate. The other change, and I don't think it's because Kyogo's had a bad game. I think in terms of the physicality, the goalkeeper went over on his ankle. I says to you, right, you're going to have to start testing this keeper now.
He went over on his ankle.
That was before they made a challenge. He went over on his ankle in the first 10 minutes of the game.
No. Do you believe that was an injury? Do you believe it's wasting time?
10 minutes in? Yeah. Is he that cynical? So when I'm looking at this...
Mate, we've seen it before at Celtic Park. Teams wasting time 10 minutes in. I don't think he did. Mate, is he that cynical? He's made sure he collected Maida and then kidded on he was injured.
See the thing with wasting time within 10 minutes...
He's not beyond them, mate.
But within 10 minutes, I don't have an issue with that because, by the way, they'll need the time more than we will in the last 10 minutes of the game. Patrick Harrold, have every faith in our boss to fix it and get the win. If Celtic continue as they have been turning the screw, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a goal in the first 10 minutes of the second half. We knew Ginnelly was a danger man. We spoke about him before the game. He finishes well at the back post. I agree with you, Lawrence. I think it was a goal. It's gone obviously to VAR, but I think it was a goal. When you look at the performances of individuals, go back to the League Cup final. Maida had a poor first half. He stayed on. He did well in the second half. St Mirren, Jota had a poor first half. He stays on. He opens the scoring in the second half. I feel Abada's had a poor first half after a blazing second half against St Mirren. I don't think Ange is going to take him off at half-time. I don't think anybody's going to come off at half-time. I think Celtic will turn this round with the personnel that's on the park. Then we'll make our changes.
Couple of poor decisions by Abada on the crosses. Should have hit the target. Is it poor? We know we create a lot of chances. We know we don't convert all of them. I don't think he'll come off, mate. Jota's on. That's one of our changes made. Jota was unlucky when he hit the post. We could have been getting in. Because keepers beat all ends up. So yeah, can't see changes at half time.
No, I don't see changes at half time. Listen, if we hadn't had a forced change, there might have been a completely different complexion on that. But Maeda's come off. There's a concern there, obviously, that he might miss the cup game at the weekend. But we've already made a change, and it's been a forced change, so I can't see us making anything at half time. But Mick Carr also makes the point. Haxa, hopefully he gets at least 30 minutes tonight. We do have players on the bench who are able to create, who are able to change the tempo of the game. Hatati's one of them. Haksabanovic is another. And I think that when you look at that performance in the first half, I'll just go back to the St Mirren game. We were sitting here at 1-0 down, and we knew that, if we persevered, we could turn it down, albeit against 10 men. With regards to the Bernabei and the Ralston criticism, though, I just feel that we're too quick to criticise Ralston and Bernabei. I mean, there's quite a lot of comments coming through saying that he's not good enough, he's not the Celtic class. I think, looking at that first half, he's had a pretty good first half. Lawrence, he's lost the ball twice.
I think it's Bernabei's best 45 minutes in a Celtic shirt. So, no, I think he's been decent. He's looked more integrated into the team. A lot of the criticism's probably a reflection on the scoreline just now. Yeah. It's only one each. We've got to criticise somebody.
I'm actually quite calm with that performance in the first half, and I think that we will turn it around in the first 10 of the second. Johnny Ryan, Hearts goalie, has made 2 miracle recoveries. There are a few other games on tonight. Celtic, obviously, currently stalemate against Hearts, but we do have Hibernian 1, Rangers 2. Hibs took the lead, and Tavernier scored a penalty, bizarrely enough, and then they've taken the lead. So it's 2-1 to Rangers. Livingston 1, Dundee United 0. Strange choice for Jim Goodwin taking that job, because they really look to be doomed. And a defeat tonight, I can't see any way back for Dundee United. But obviously tonight, though, Lawrence, what we don't want is we go back to the conversations we've had all week, and it's all about turning the screw. It's all about continuing. It's the 100th game under Ange. We've won 73 prior to tonight, and I think we've got enough in the locker to win the 74th without wholesale changes, without panicking.
Mate, listen, the last 15 minutes, I think the tide had turned. We were turning them a lot. There was more pressure coming from us. It felt comfortable. It's only one each. We'll make changes. You'd like to see, come on, has Moy been particularly effective? No. But I think Hearts are starting to get worked. They'll tire. We'll see some more changes. Is it panic stations? Is it down? I wouldn't have thought so, mate. I think both full-backs have been decent. We expected Ralston to be a bit rusty. He has been. He's unlucky with his overhead kick. Perhaps if he wasn't as rusty, he might win in the back of the net. And as I've said, I think Bernabei's had his best 45 minutes in a Celtic shirt.
Aye, I've no concerns. AJ, SC Technology, cold night, and we looked stiff and a bit slow in the first 15 minutes. Forget it. We are entitled to a few poor halves. Any win will do. I'm confident that we'll get that win in the second half, and the action itself is just about to restart. The teams are coming back onto the park. So, yeah, let's no panic. We've seen Celtic coming out in the second half and turning things round, and I think we'll do the same again. 800 strong on the live feed. Thanks, everybody, for getting involved. Give us a wee thumbs up and like it. Yeah, someone's saying very negative in here. I agree with that. I think there has been a fair bit of negativity. Let's not be too anxious about it. I think we've got enough in the tank to go out and win this. All that's left for me to say, enjoy the second half, and thank you to Lawrence Conley for joining me on A Celtic State of Mind.